Be ready. 15 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. I do not propose, sir, in the beginning to make a very long speech for the simple reason that I am more anxious to hear and to profit by the observations of my honorable friends who will follow me. A number of amendments have been tabled, and I imagine that many of those amendments will be moved, and very many constructive and helpful suggestions will be made. The House is aware that under the Constitution there is a special officer appointed by the President. I should like at the very beginning to pay a tribute to his hard work and the devotion with which he has worked will be shown by the very exhaustive report that he has submitted to this House. In all our discussions, you will please recollect that leaving aside the Part C states the administration of all affairs, including affairs relating to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, rests in the first instance with the state governments. So far as Part A states are concerned, their autonomy is fairly large, or rather, in this particular matter, we can only give them advice, offer them suggestions, or give them money. So far as the Part B states are concerned, it is true that under the Constitution, directives may be sent, but they are also carrying on their affairs with fully elected legislative bodies. And I just remind the House that the power of giving directives is not an unlimited power in terms of period of time. It is only for 10 years. 4 years are expiring and another 6 years will remain. Therefore, while we discuss the affairs of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, we should remember as far as possible that the actual administration lies in what I may call the provincial sphere. Of course, so far as the government of India or the central government departments are concerned, many questions may be raised. I see whenever the parliament is in session that members are very keen to know whether advantage has been given to the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes in regard to their reserved seats. Honorable members would have seen in the report as to what actually has been done. I should like at the outset to assure every single member of the House that the central government spares no pains to see to it that the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes have the fullest opportunity of rendering public service. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I am glad that different sections of the House have stated their views on this very important problem. I am glad this subject has come before this House and also the other House. I can readily and immediately assure all sections of the House that the government is not only interested, is not only sympathetic, but is also anxious to take action in the matter. I made that position very clear when the Industrial Disputes Act was discussed in this house as well as in the other house, I had stated clearly that the government was anxious to see how best it could bring the working journalists within the scope of the Industrial Disputes Act. In fact, sir, when the Times of India workers case came before this house in the form of a short notice question, I immediately tried to do my best and tell the employers that whatever the definition be at the present moment, about which we are carefully looking into, the employers should give the same benefit to the working journalists, though they do not come within the purview of the definition, or though there are doubts whether they come or not. I am happy to say that the employers have agreed to my suggestion and are trying to carry out the suggestion, namely giving the advantage of the benefit to the working journalists also. No doubt a case has been referred to by my honorable friend, the mover of the resolution, and I have made a promise on the floor of the House. I made a promise to that gentleman who came and met me, and immediately the government had written to the employers as to why this case was made an exception. I hope I will hear from the employers. Shri T. N. Singh is a member of the Press Commission over which Justice Rajyadhyaksh presides. I have very great respect for the chairman because he was the adjudicator in many important disputes between the employers and the workers, and his judgment was much appreciated by the workers and the employers. I have anticipated the amendment moved by my honorable friend who desired that the Press Commission, if it wants to go into this matter, should inform us of its interim findings by the 15th of January. At my request, my honorable colleague Dr. Keskar has already informed the Commission of this. Mr. Chairman, sir, I support the President's address and also the motion of thanks moved by Shri Gadgil. The members of the opposition are not present in the House, and it appears that some members of our own party are playing their role. It is good for the opposition to play their role, and it is also good to point out one's own shortcomings in the interest of the country. At the same time, I differ with some of the points referred to by my friends. With regard to matters concerning women, it is necessary to understand that immediate results cannot be expected of measures taken by the government. It is a long drawn process, and we would be able to achieve the results of those programs which have been formulated in due course. Respect of women varies from one family to the other, but I am sure that my honorable friend must be giving due respect to the women folk in his family. It is natural that everyone will have to change his attitude towards women in order to give respectable position to them in the society, and no government can reform the society within a few days.